of us needs to be the best at everything when all of us can be bad at the same thing? Like the previous generation, millennials are dieting. Their motivations, though, appear to be different. Compared to the past generation, a greater proportion of millennials are modifying their diets into vegetarian or vegan diets to improve their physical and mental health as well as to lessen their impact on the environment. Millennials are also seem to place a high value on convenience. Hence, they are also more likely to eat at restaurants than the previous generation. As a result, there are more and more grocery stores coming up with online delivery services as well as other food delivery platforms such as Uber Eats and Menulog. Even though the younger population are becoming extensively conscious buyers in terms of vegetarian and vegan eating habits, the impact of waste generated through these online and extensive eating out habits are counterintuitive. However, there are signs of optimism since there are a large group of startups and other brands that are dedicating the work towards lessening the load on the planet. Hence, this project aims in expanding a community of who I'm calling conscious consumers by developing an ecosystem that connects them to various merchants and brands who are working towards the common goal. This study also examines how millennials interact with the concept of sustainability in the food industry with the aim of gathering data to fuel discussion among stakeholders about influencing decisions towards new consumption and production techniques. As conscious consumers are also a work in progress with a complex mix of behavior, hence while seeking this sustainable, ethical and social alternative, this project is set to assist conscious consumers to reach their personal goals while aiming to not cause any intentional harm to the participants, the stakeholders and the planet. According to Jackie Wilson Smith, millennials want authenticity, traceability, and real stories, meaningful brands and goods that make the world better for them or their communities. That's why I think Bad Vegan can have proved to be a great influence as they want to keep the food industry accountable and support the smallest of the smallest players. At Bad Vegan, it is known that the sum of the power of two individuals is much greater than their strengths put alone. Hence, this community is all about starting small to be great, to start with one goal to achieve bigger goals together. To attract these young conscious consumer groups, great visuals are key. Having never known a life without the internet, social network and smartphones, Gen Zs are labeled as the first true digital natives right after millennials. They are also more likely to care about their environment compared to the other generation, more so because social media says so. Social media says to have the right opinion, meaning this group is more likely to express the views that are in line with the social norms. Hence, social media and digital marketing plays an important role in hyping the conversation about the Bad Vegan community. Creating thought-provoking and question-arising content are key to get the attention, taking effort for such a cause. The buzz through these visuals ought to be convincing and worth having a dialogue about. As we know, the focal point of this community are the conscious consumer, as well as in the app. This allows each participant to view their own role in the interaction and task, while also contributing to the conversation about this community. This approach assists participants to graphically record their wants and goals in a hierarchical fashion, as opposed to only asking them what they want to do. Participants in this online community prioritize their own needs and objectives, from selecting their sustainability goals in the app to volunteering their way to the farms and warehouses, from connecting to the various ethical brands and groups to working for them. They are set out on their own trajectory to a sustainable future through this app. Even though this community is all about supporting each other from an individual standpoint to a brand standpoint, the conditions related to privacy and security of the stakeholders might need to be re-evaluated if it is expected to have a negative net impact. This may be used as a viable tool to further re-evaluate viable solutions to seek results that cause the least harm to others. Even though there will inevitably be some degree of ambiguity in the results of a design proposal, project risks are to be carefully considered in the future steps, especially while trying to grow a healthy community of conscious consumers.